Until he was eclipsed by my subsequent cautionary tales, Walton was branded as a spoiled, rich fuck up. He got little sympathy from any quarter of society. The haves resented him, and the haves not mocked him. I'm your host, Melanie.
And I'm Tiffany.
And we are two outdoorsy, bookish baldies.
And this is Words in the Wild.
Okay.
We're back.
We are back at it again.
I'm so not back. I'm so exhausted. Like, I think I'm officially done with snow.
Yeah, like for the rest of your life.
Like, I don't need to see snow again. And I always say, like, could I live somewhere that's hot all the time? I'm like, no, no. And then winter comes to New York, and I'm like, I hate it here. I hate all of this. And this has probably been the snowiest it's been in years.
Wow.
Like, it snowed a few days ago. It might be snowing tonight. It's definitely gonna snow Sunday when I have a flight back. I'm hoping my flight is delayed and that I find that out like early so I don't have to go to the airport early. But it's gonna snow Sunday and Monday. Like
Yeah.
and they're not like baby snows. It's been like, you know, 4 to 6 inches of snow. I still got snow on my backyard table right now. I'm just
Wow.
tired.
Like, when will it end? Yeah.
I'm just ready for the sun to start setting at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm just, yeah, it's killing my soul. I think I'm officially at that derangement point that New Yorkers get when we don't know what
You're
sun looks
like,
like.
yeah. When is it gonna end? Are we stuck here forever? Like,
Mhm.
did the groundhog come out or not?
It
Or see a
definitely did it.
shadow or not? Whatever it is.
Oh my God.
Uh,
Anyway, so that's where I'm at. How's it going in the not snowy land?
It's going all right. It is cold here, but I really can't complain. Hearing your turmoil, I'm like, I will keep my opinions to myself. I can't complain at all. It's totally okay. I was able to go outside and roller skate, so that tells you about how bad the weather is. So yeah, bearable. Um, and yeah, I'm doing okay. I am a little fatigued. I had a good weekend, but it was long and a lot of socializing and like
Which
talking.
can be draining. It can be
Yeah.
like a job.
Yeah. It's nice and it was good. And it's like, okay, ooh, cool. I'm gonna spend a day or two by myself and then we'll get back out there in the world. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah. Yeah. That's me.
Yeah, I am desperately needing to pack for my 48-hour trip to California, which feels
Oh my God, it was gonna be
absolutely
so
crazy.
fun.
Yeah, I'm actually excited to fly because I have books to read. And I didn't discover this, I just started using it.
Hmm.
But I am so in love with Libby.
Oh my
Okay.
God, a Libby,
Cause
yes.
I don't have Kindle. I don't have
Yeah,
the apps. I'm not
right.
paying for the apps.
I hear
And
that.
so I tried to go to my library's website. So I was like, oh, I want to get an ebook.
Mm,
Because as much as I like a real physical book to touch,
hmm
I also like to read before bed. And I don't want
mm,
the lights on and I don't have a book light 'cause I don't know where it went. And
mm,
sometimes I do want to just read on my iPad, but I don't want to read on my phone. I want to like try to like reduce my hours on my phone screen time. So I was like, how do I get these books on my iPad?
mm,
And then they were like, oh, you gotta have Libby. So
mm,
for those of you out there who know that I'm the library girly, if
mm.
you've never heard of Libby, it's an amazing audiobook
An
and
ebook, right?
digital book, or
Mm-hmm.
ebook is the
Hmm.
appropriate word. Audiobook, ebook, and magazines. Now, here's the thing. Used to be a magazine girly. You know how many beats and write ons and source and vibe magazines I have? And when I go to the grocery store, I be seeing magazines, but I'm like, I'm not gonna buy a magazine. Like, I'm not. That don't make sense. And so there's like the fitness magazines I'm excited about, the vegan magazines, the home design. I was on Libby like losing my
Wow.
mind.
Oh my
So
God.
just
Wow.
just for those of you out there, all you need
Cool.
is a library card. And how much does a library card cost? Free
Free
99.
99.
So just letting y'all know because yes, supporting your local libraries really helps. Like just getting a library card actually
Mm.
helps libraries.
Hmm.
But if you are looking for a way to read books, and we're gonna talk about this on one of our like mini podcasts, but I am reading The Other Black Girl because once I found out that that show was a book, I really wanted
Mm.
to read the book. So I'm reading The Other Black Girl on Libby. And
Cool.
anyway,
So with Libby, you have to have a library card. Can you only rent from your library? Can you rent from other libraries too?
um, you can rent from whatever. So I don't know how it works in other parts of the country. This
Okay.
app does work. This app does work for libraries all across the country.
Hmm.
But in the Northeast, or at least New Jersey, I should say,
Hmm.
there's a system of libraries called Buckles, and it stands for something. So don't ask me what it stands for. But it's like BCCLS, maybe a couple more L's, a couple more S's. I don't know. But
Hmm.
all the libraries pay into this system, and
Hmm.
so it's like a book sharing. So if I if I reserve a book, um, I can get it from any library that's in that system that has the book. And that's the same for ebooks too
Hmm.
and
Okay.
audiobooks. So
I
it doesn't have
see.
to just be from your library. It can be from any library in that system. Like I
In the
said, I don't
network, yeah.
know if
Okay.
other areas do that, but I know New Jersey does
Ooh,
that. So
cool.
because I couldn't tell you who I checked this book out with.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
searched for it. It was available, and I was happy because the book we're reading now was not available.
Okay.
So because that one wasn't available, I had to
Mm,
get the real book, which is fine.
I
Because
see.
also
Okay.
sometimes when I fly, I like to just have a real like when I'm flying, I like to have a real book, and then I use my
Yeah.
iPad to watch movies that I've
Okay.
downloaded.
Okay. Wow. Well, good to know. Thanks for the pro tip. And I know that, yeah, sometimes they have a wait out for certain. Like I remember having
Hmm.
Libby and it was like, yeah, you had to like wait. But the books always become available. They just might not be available right away. Or you can like renew them just like a library card. And yeah, it's sick. Yeah, I remember using that. At one point it was called like
Overdrive.
Overdrive, something like
Hmm.
that. Yeah. Okay, cool. But
Yep.
yeah, shout out to the local libraries. We love them.
Yes. So yeah, let me know if y'all out there who uses Libby. I love it. Oh, what have I been doing
Yeah.
with
What are
my
you
life?
reading on
Yes. What are
Libby?
y'all reading on Libby? I wish there was
Oh,
like a social aspect to it. Like,
yeah.
but anyway, we're here,
We're
and
here and
yeah,
we
I'm
are
actually
reading.
excited because when I get back next week's episode, I can tell you about climbing, something I haven't
Ooh,
done in weeks because I do
wow.
plan to climb this weekend.
Oh my God, I'm stoked. I can't wait to hear about it. I'm
Yeah.
still, we gonna see.
As you
I was
should
looking at,
be. You just need to plan. I don't know how to
yeah.
teach you to be a planner.
Okay, but she told me like 2 weeks
You're
ago.
right. You're right. You're right. You show right.
You
So
show
that's
right.
fair. That's fair.
I saw flights to San Fran that were like 300 and I was like, okay, I could do that. But then the flights to Oakland were like 1,000 and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I didn't even look at San Fran because I didn't want to have my options crumble me. But I used Southwest, and Southwest was hella cheap.
Yeah.
So
Um,
if it
okay,
wasn't
well, look.
Southwest, everybody else was tripping.
Wow. Well, I'll see. We'll see. If it doesn't work out, that's okay. I would be excited for like a spring New York trip. So
Yep.
we'll figure things out.
Yeah.
But cool. Okay. What are we reading this week, Tiffany?
So we are continuing on with Rasheed Newson's My Government Means to Kill Me. And now we are on chapters 6 through 10. And again, I am still like speeding through this book.
Uh,
Um,
hmm.
it was it's kind of nice though to be forced to pause because then it forces me to read something else. But I
Yeah.
am still very much enjoying this book. I will say this set of chapters definitely felt like a ramp down.
Hmm.
It was like this intense, like he was, everything was just like so much
Happening
this,
so fast.
ah.
Yeah.
And now it just seems like it ramped down and then it hit chapter 10 at kind of like a big point. And it's funny because we're not like pre-reading. Well, I did not read this book, but I'm saying we didn't like pre-plan the breaks. It was
Uh-huh.
just more of a numerical thing.
Right.
But it felt good to kind of
Hmm.
stop at chapter
It's like a
10
page turn.
or
Yeah,
lesson
yeah.
10.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It's like, okay, I can see things are probably gonna pick up a little bit more.
Yeah.
But we like, yeah, we're in a good lull for things to like ramp up for the next
Yeah,
episode.
I'm hoping like 11 through whatever we do. I don't even know what we're doing next, but whatever the next set is, I hope it's really like crazy.
Yeah.
Because this was like crazy calm. It wasn't like
Yeah.
crazy, crazy. It was just,
Yeah.
we're in New York and this is what's going on with my life.
Yeah. I mean, it's just he's like living like I feel like chapter 6 through at least 8 were like he was just kind of living and like picking up things along the way. And so,
And
yeah,
growing
he,
up a little bit for sure. Like you could
yeah.
see this sort of growth, and I don't know the time progression because I don't think it was much
Hmm.
between 5 and 6 through 10. I don't think a lot of time
Maybe like
passed.
a couple weeks to months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. So
Yeah.
it wasn't a lot of time passed, but for some reason he's starting to seem kind of adult in a way.
Right? He's like standing up to Fred Trump
Yeah, right.
winning rent strikes,
That's kind of
sort of.
how it jumps off though, right? So, yeah,
Yeah.
anyway, I'll let you give just like a general recap of 6 to 10 and then I'm
Yeah.
ready to jump in cuz I actually did a lot of notes.
Okay, great. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, basically over the course of these 5 chapters, Trey goes around his apartment to get signatures for his rent strike, ends up kind of having a fling with one of the tenants, who is, I
A
guess, like
tryst, as
a
some would
tryst,
say.
yeah, who I guess is like, closeted and at the least bi-curious.
Yeah.
And so there's a whole thing there. And low key, Trey thinks that his girlfriend suspects something because she's from day one, before they even hooked up, had like heat for him. She had energy. So yeah, he finally is able to get those signatures, is able to present his case to his landlord, the Satan himself. I don't know which one is Satan. They're both Satan, I guess. Satan
Yeah.
Jr., Satan and Satan Jr. But anyways, he goes and so first he tries to go to the ACLU and get a lawyer to like represent him, and the lawyer's like, nah, this is not even legit, don't even try it. So he like recalls his lesson from the one of the last chapters and is like, oh, I'll just have to lie. And so he gets the one of the librarians to be his accomplice and pretend to be his lawyer. And this librarian happens to be really knowledgeable on like, these types of codes and all of the legalese that has to do with like tenancy and landlords and that sort of thing. And they present their case and stand up for themselves, and Trump settles. And so it's like a small victory. They don't get to stay in their apartment, but their back rent is forgiven. And
Well,
so it
they
is.
do
Oh
technically.
yeah, yeah, they
They
do get
get
to
3
stay.
months.
Right. They get 3 months to get out because basically, the landlord was trying to create unfavorable conditions, and instead of like demanding that people pay their back rent, he was using it to like create a case for like a mass eviction so that he could
Hmm.
ultimately kick everybody out, renovate the units, and raise the price of them.
Yeah,
Gentrification. Yeah.
sounds familiar still.
So yeah. He ended up settling with his landlord. They are not going to remain tenants in the long term, but they get 3 months without having to pay rent, and any back rent that they owed is basically wiped away. So he has this victory. He's feeling good about it. And it kind of like turns him a little bit arrogant and cocky. Um, um,
To say the least. I mean,
yeah.
homeboy was smelling his whole self.
What happened? Like, what did he do? That one, I'm like, I can't remember what he was. Why was he being such a little jerk?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing was that he didn't even give homeboy credit.
Right.
That was like that was like yeah, I did
True.
this. I am responsible. Like I made this happen.
Right.
That was the biggest thing is like he wasn't humble in any of it and he just,
Just started
you know.
revising facts and like slowly
Yeah.
inserting himself and pushing his accomplice out. I want
Hmm.
to say his name was no,
I
his name
wrote his
wasn't
name
Peter.
down somewhere,
Michael. Hmm.
but yeah, he played his homie.
Yeah, and they were tight, and then they never ended up keeping in touch, which is such a bummer. But yeah, he was he was for sure smelling himself. That's oh, I remember what my parents used to say that. Anyways,
Oh,
um,
Simon.
Simon, Peter Simon. Oh, what's the other one's name? Oh
There's
God.
so many. I know.
Um,
Peter comes
but
a little later.
yes, correct. So yeah, then he decides at a certain point that he really wants to kind of like get involved and like, do more activism work. He's kind of inspired by his relationship with Rustin and yeah, decides that he wants to get more involved and ends up volunteering for the Gay Men's Health Clinic
Crisis.
crisis, health crisis,
Hmm.
which does work to, I guess, prevent and treat and advocate for gay men who have contracted AIDS. Um, and yeah, I mean, as with so many things in his life, he just gets involved and kind of hits the ground running. Ends up just kind of being thrown into the fire, working with this woman, Angie, who runs this kind of like clandestine um, not totally legal home hospice.
Yeah, not legal at all.
Not legal at all.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah,
Um,
it's just like a home health center,
right,
which I don't know that, she's providing health as much as comfort,
right.
it
That's
seems.
yeah. It's more of a hospice, right, where she's trying to like, yeah, keep people who are sort of like near the end of life in their battle with AIDS comfortable and give them resources to be like as healthy and well as they can be, with whatever time they have left.
Hmm.
Um, and one of her clients ends up dying. And Trey basically has to carry a body out. The way I was getting nervous talking about it because I was like, this feels really illegal. And I was just like, I can't admit to do this. But I didn't do it. I read it in a novel. But yeah, he like basically ends up they want to get this man a proper burial, and his family has disowned him for being gay, but they realize that they will kind of like give him a proper funeral for being an addict and overdosing. So they have to stage his kind of like where he died and all of that to make it seem like he died from an overdose rather than AIDS complications. And so Trey ends up carrying this body like out into the streets of New York and laying him on a bench and
Yo, that was the craziest
oh, wild.
shit I have seen. I was like, and you know what's crazier? Because obviously I know this is fiction. I could still see this happening back in the 80s. Like I could
Mm-hmm.
see, you know how many like bodies were found in Central Park and like I
I
just,
heard.
yeah, I don't I it just kind of shows you how disposable and fragile this community was, especially during that time. And maybe still is. I don't know how
Wow.
bad it is now, but because, there's too
Yeah.
many rich white folks around there now. But
Right.
yeah,
Wow.
that I was just like, it just shows you also like how invisible people can be. Like you don't see this dude carrying a dead body.
Right,
Y'all really
right,
think he just
right,
that drunk? Like,
right, right.
I don't know. I mean, to me too, because he obviously was also visibly sick.
Yeah,
So it's just amazing that people will create their own narratives. It's like, oh,
yeah,
that look at that druggy
right.
and or drunk passed out.
Right. Yeah, I know. I don't know. If there was any place where something like that might realistically happen, it would be New York.
Yep.
Yeah. If you see
Shots
something, don't
fired at New
say something.
York. Yeah.
Yeah. If you see something, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. If you see something, you don't see something because nobody's looking at anybody.
Right.
Everybody's just like tunnel vision.
Yeah.
I remember when I first moved to New York thinking like nobody's nice. Nobody makes eye contact. Nobody says
Yeah.
hi. I had an
Right.
ex who would be like, "You gotta stop talking to people on the street." I'm like, "What? You
Weirdo.
can't like you. How do you, I'm from the Midwest? You
Yeah,
just say
I
hi to
know.
people. Like,
I've had
good
people
morning."
when I first got to New York, I was so friendly, and the guy at the bodega was like, "Where are you from?" He was like, "You're not from here, are you?" I had so many people say that to me, and I was like, "Why do people keep telling me that?" Like, yeah, no, it's
That's
true.
crazy. And then I became that person like five
Yep.
years later. It's
Yep.
like, oh,
Yep.
yeah, that little sweet girl, she's gone.
Yeah, it's true. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so he ends up kind of like doing that and they get away with it. He is able to get the man a funeral and he's kind of like from this point sort of thrust into this world of activism.
Yeah.
And we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but it's very clear that this is like a turning point for him. And yeah, then he has a conversation where he's forced to kind of like confront the reasons why he wants to do this, and one of the reasons is kind of like to atone for his brother's
Oh,
death.
Lord.
So that comes back up. Like he alluded to it in the last few chapters, but yeah, Tiff, why don't you tell us what happened?
So,
I
in
feel like
this,
I've just been rapping.
yeah, no, no, no. So, yeah, so
Yeah.
chapter 10 finally comes to a head, or lesson 10, I'll say. They
Hmm.
finally come to a head and reveals ultimately what happens to Brother Martin. And essentially, it was Martin, Trey, technically his sister, whose name I already forgot. Nina? No.
Jackie.
Who?
Jackie?
Jackie, and then his cousin.
Hmm.
And so they were all hanging out, and like one does, you head over to the local White Castle, get you
White
some whiteys,
Castle.
get you some whiteys or murder burgers, as my dad used to call them, because
Wow.
they murder your stomach.
Well.
Um, and so they get food, and then at some point they find these fishing poles, and for some reason that completely escaped me. This discovery of fishing poles, but Trey was mad excited about these fishing poles, but he also was equally just like, I don't want to play basketball after this. A, I'm not good, and B, I'm not good, and I don't really think he enjoyed basketball, but the other two boys kind of wanted to do it, but it seemed like Martin always took up for Trey.
Hmm.
And so whatever Trey wanted to do, Martin would kind of be like, "Ah, no, let's go fishing." So they drop off the sister, and then they decide, okay, we're gonna go fishing, and they go fishing. And there's like two poles, I guess, so only two of them could be fishing at a time. And randomly, these seven boys approach, and it's like a mix of like white
Right.
dudes, black dudes. It's just these kids who pop up, but they're older than them, they're bigger than them. And immediately Trey realizes this is all bad.
The
And
problem.
he just books.
Mm.
It's not like a plan. He books, so then everybody else starts to book, and so they all run off. And they kind of go in different directions, or at least it seems. So the cousin, sorry, cousin, I did not write your name down.
Kareem.
Kareem.
I'm
So
surprised I remember these all, but
yeah, so the
Mhm.
cousin went one direction, and so they end up meeting up somehow because no cell phones, but they end up in the same place. So Kareem and Trey, and they're like, "Hey, where's Martin?" Nobody knows where Martin is. And Kareem says, "Well, he was behind you." Now, Trey knows as he was running away, the dudes was like right on him, but he has this crazy lake escape where he rides into the water and somehow is able to divert away from them. So now he realizes, oh, they must have got Martin. So they run back to the house to go see maybe Martin got away. Please tell us Martin got away. And it comes out that Martin is missing. Now, this is the part of the book that I just could not wrap my head around. But for some reason, Trey decided to tell them they went to play
Mm,
basketball, which is what they told Kareem's mama that they were going to do. And
mm,
he sticks to it. He says, "No, we play basketball. We play basketball." And this creepy old white dude was looking at us. And so they spend weeks, maybe months, trying to find some creepy white guy who Trey says was watching them at the basketball court, despite nobody seeing them at the basketball court. Finally, they get Trey to confess that he lied and that
mm.
they did go fishing. I don't even know. I don't even recall them mentioning the kids. It just was like, oh, okay, we didn't actually do what I said we did.
Right.
And it just seemed to become more like he was blacklisted from family, from the town, once everybody kind of found out he lied.
Mm-hmm.
And that's to some degree how the chapter ends, but ultimately they never find Martin's body,
Mm-hmm.
which what the hell did those kids have access to?
I'm
I mean,
saying,
I'm guessing I
like,
get the only thing I kind of came to the assumption was is that they drowned him and because of the lack of doing that hunt sooner, his
yeah,
body had already kind of went to a place where it was just
all
no longer
right.
capable of being found. Like that's my only assumption and maybe why he holds so much guilt is because if he had just told the truth, at the very least they may have found his body. I don't know that this
Right.
kid was going to survive either way,
Yeah.
but I mean, I think it was kind of obvious that Martin died. How
Right.
we didn't know, but I just was very, very confused why he was riding this lie out. Like I know this isn't a real story, so
Yeah.
like it's hard for me to judge a fake character, but I'm
Right.
judging fake characters this season,
Right.
y'all, cuz
Right.
what the entire F?
Because you're get invested, you're engaged, like you're in the story.
Like
Yeah.
I was like, "Trey, really?"
Right.
I,
Yeah.
they kind of lost me here. Like 10
Mm.
chapter lesson 10, I just couldn't.
Suspend disbelief.
It's not even about suspending disbelief because I do believe a child could be young and dumb and do something like this.
Yeah.
And, obviously he had been, I think prior to all this, had clearly been suffering with his sexuality, with his identity, and not wanting his family to know, and them already kind of knowing, I think, and I feel like Martin had been protecting him.
Mm.
And so I guess I just didn't understand why you wouldn't do anything for the one person who really had your back.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
it feels like I don't care. Like, I'm going to be the sacrifice. Because wouldn't you want the
Mm.
one person who stood up for you, who looked out for you, who took care of you, like,
Yeah.
to do whatever? Like, you had to know that. I mean, maybe he did. I don't know. I try to, like,
Yeah. I
think
mean,
like a child, but I don't
mm.
know.
I mean, so what is making me kind of think of, like, in a vague way, is enough, the book Enough that we read last season, and how when she was a kid, she talked all about how abusive her mom was. And like, we were just like, not to say that she was lying, but we were like, or there was a lie that she told. about I think her parents having
Mm-hmm. She
weed
called
on them.
CPS on her parents.
Right, there it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like it didn't we're like, well, I don't get why you're doing this. Like it doesn't make sense, but it's like
Because it didn't seem like she was that in that bad of a childhood type. Like,
right.
I think black kids will see her scenario and be like, sis,
Right.
you know.
Right. But it's like
So,
it upended her whole family. She also mentioned, I think, to CPS that her family had weed, which I think made it like potentially a
hmm
criminal thing or something like that. But she told this like outlandish kind of like story, like for it seemed like in the moment attention. And it kind of like, I don't know, for some reason, like this story kind of like recalls that story to mind. And I just wonder if like at least in some part of it, I agree that it's like hard to understand. Like, right, this was your brother. He looked out for you. Like, why wouldn't you want to kind of like do right by him? But it's also like I'm thinking of like the position that he was in and how he really wanted just like his parents' attention and approval. And I don't know. I just wonder if in like some kind of like messed up way he didn't feel like he could tell the truth because he was worried that his parents would be mad at him, and he finally got to be somebody who like in his way like saved the day. Like he like I'm like I told them who the person was, even I told them that it was this man that did it, and I'm like in some way the center of attention, like I'm like the main witness. And like I don't know, I wonder if like part of it was like he was finally starting to get some sort of like positive attention from his parents, even if it wasn't great or for a great reason. And he, I don't know, like,
I don't know. I weirdly disagree. I actually
huh.
think he wouldn't have wanted attention, knowing
Yeah,
that he already is to some degree trying to hide parts of himself. So why would he bring
yeah,
himself to the foreground to be the center of attention? I feel like he liked hiding behind Martin and like
yeah,
I think he wanted his parents' love and
mm-hmm.
approval and
Right,
no judgment, but I don't think he necessarily was like an attention craving kid. Like I don't he didn't
yeah,
give me attention. I think
that's
he
true,
just
that's true.
wanted love
Yeah, I
and
don't
a
know.
judgment free
Yeah,
zone.
yeah, I don't know. It's I hear you. I think that what you're saying makes a lot of sense. I just feel like there was something there of him like I don't maybe it wasn't like wanting attention, but like certainly I feel like part of it is like at least that he didn't want to make his parents any more upset with him by like owning up
hmm
to the fact that like he made a mistake that put his brother in jeopardy. Like I don't know. It's something though about just wanting to be, I think, in his parents' good graces as much as he could be in the situation. And yeah, I think it just maybe caused him to act irrationally. Like he's a child. He doesn't have all of the capabilities to make logical decisions formed anyways. And he just I don't know. It sounds like a decision that was made out of like haste and panic and just like
Yeah, which is
yeah.
fair because the adrenaline was so high.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
She's just like, damn.
look, I'm not saying that this wouldn't have actually happened because I do think it would have,
Yeah.
but I think what kind of struck me in a way that had me scratching my head as I
Hmm.
literally scratched my head was the continuing of the lie.
Right.
Like telling the initial lie,
Right.
yes, fair. You're scared, you did something wrong, but
Right.
it was
For like
like
months.
when they don't find him,
Right.
and you know why they're not finding him because you're literally leading them away from finding him
Right.
at some point, and the fact that they even tried, because I think they knew he was lying,
Mm-hmm.
they tried to get him to tell the truth and he still kept sticking with it. That's where
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
what?
Yeah.
Like, do you want your brother back? Because now i'm
No.
i'm starting to question.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like, and now it's like you're trying to punish yourself
Mm-hmm.
for it. I don't know. It kind of confused me, and that's all I'm gonna say. And
Okay.
I am glad that he found an obsession, a passion, a this, that, because, him working with the GMHS or GMHC
Hmm.
seemed like the thing like he needed to do something with his life because his boy was just out here floating around,
Wondering.
floundering. Like,
Yeah.
and so, I'm glad he found his purpose, but I just don't know. And I mean, yeah, that's a lot of guilt because I'm sorry to say, I would not have blamed him for his brother dying had he
Still.
told the truth at the very. I'm not even saying hey, he told the truth from the jump,
Right.
but no shade. Like Trey, you gonna have to hold this one, bro.
Hmm.
You,
Yeah.
you guilty, or you should be feel guilty. I'm not saying it was your fault, but it
Oh,
kind of somewhat was your fault. Like,
yeah.
no, not wanting to play basketball and deciding to go fishing wasn't your fault. No, getting attacked by these boys is not your fault. But
You're doing
yeah,
what kids do. Like you're
yeah.
just, maybe you tell a lie to your aunt so you can go out and sneak out and do, but it's like totally innocent, harmless stuff,
And
like
they
going
weren't even
fishing.
doing anything illegal. That's why I'm like,
Yeah.
why were you afraid to tell? This is why, like, I think I just
Yeah.
I needed more justification as to
Hmm.
why a kid would lie
Hmm.
and commit to the lie for so long. Like,
Right.
it should have been that if I told the truth, something was going to happen to me.
Hmm.
And nothing was going to happen to you if you told the truth. So that's why I didn't get it. Like, I'm not saying
Yeah.
it was just kind of like a part of the story that made a little crick in my neck. And I was
Mm.
like, I was riding with you,
Hmm.
and then we hit this speed bump, and now I don't know. So we'll see
Yeah.
these next set of chapters. I'm gonna have to
Right.
see how I can ride this out because I just that one was hard for me to believe or
Wrap your head around.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay, I hear that. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. I liked that discussion.
I just realized we didn't even read any of our quotes from the chapters. But yeah, that's mostly because I'm not as eloquent as you with the recaps. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna like filter from my brain.
Yeah, I thought
As
that was
someone
great.
who wanted to be a storyteller, I'm just like telling y'all the story in my very rugged way.
Well, I can go through real quick and because some of them, I mean, I don't know. I'll
There,
just go through, run through.
it's still a beautifully written book. So and I
Yeah.
love this aspect, this new thing we're adding to the season of reading more of
Yeah.
the book. So
Mm.
for sure, we definitely got time to knock these out.
Okay. Well, great. So, lesson 6, romantic notions are delusions. Of course, when my Hollywood desires became clear to me, I saw how ridiculous they were. What flesh and blood man was ever going to immediately recognize the inner beauty and value in me, then make the effort to machete his way through the thorny thickets of insecurities and defense mechanisms surrounding my heart? Here I was, nothing if not sexually liberated, yet I harbored these awfully wholesome expectations about the love stories that were destined to animate my life. I wanted a boyfriend.
Yes, I actually had notes about this too
Oh,
because
yeah. Please share.
as two single ladies,
Libby, hey.
which I ain't mad at,
Yeah.
but it just had me thinking about because I think this was kind of like I don't know if this was alluding to Harrison or not, but obviously he liked Harrison, but we still know he
Mhm.
loves Gregory, right?
Mhm.
But I was just kind of thinking about like love,
Mhm.
and we're close to Love Day, and although I don't believe in Valentine's Day, but
Mhm.
I just wrote down this question like, does everyone eventually want a boyfriend? Or
Mhm.
a partner, a significant other, like want
Mhm.
someone a companion,
Hmm.
because I feel like, he's in his early 20s, late teens.
Yeah, he's
Wh-
18, I think.
Yeah, when you just you want to be
Yeah.
wanted.
Hmm.
And then, you hit your 20s and you're in a relationship and it's like you're still trying to find yourself and it's so much.
Hmm.
And then you're in your 30s and it's like the pressure is on, at least from a woman perspective, where it's like,
Hmm.
oh, baby, what's going to happen?
Right.
And then you hit your
Women get so
40s.
much more pressure too about age when it comes to dating, I feel like.
Yeah, like the
Mhm.
stages of it. So it's just so interesting to me because obviously he's confident, but I think he thinks that he can just only have people for sex and not
Yeah.
to be with him. Like he doesn't feel like anybody's gonna want to be in a relationship with him. They're just gonna want to hook up or be sneaky around the corner. And
Hmm.
so I don't know. I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Gregory really got under his skin. Like they were leaving the apartment, and Gregory was like, "You take what you can get." And I feel like those words really stuck with him, and it forced him to kind of confront the fact that, like, I almost feel like he didn't feel like he took himself seriously enough or saw himself as like deserving of love, and was like frustrated about that, and hadn't been able to admit in such clear language that he wanted like that kind of romance and love and affection. And as soon as he realized that he wanted that, he was like, "No, I'm just gonna like like he didn't use it as a chance to be vulnerable and like be like, hey, how can I like change myself, or like what can I do to like start, putting out the energy that I'm like trying to get back." He was like, I think he went kind of a more immature route. It was like, I would just keep doing what I'm doing and
Hmm.
like decide not to feel these things. So yeah, I don't know. I thought that that was interesting too. Um, okay, I'll move on to lesson number 7.
Mm.
Devils have a weakness. The door closed behind him, and I can't say I felt sorry for the old man, but I did see a vulnerability in him that I would have assumed couldn't exist. Robber barons, political overlords, and other powerful devils can reign with impunity for decades, and the terror they inflict on those of us beneath them can feel eternal. Yet there is one stone that will slay them all. Devils grow old, and the world around them eventually exceeds their understanding and control. Never forget that. Never let them forget it. Yeah.
Yeah.
For that for that one, it was just like, to me it was like it was clear that he got under Trump's skin, and that Trump was like, who is this black gay boy like talking to me like I can't do whatever I want. And I think it's just, speaks to the fact that like the one thing that I think, at least up until this point, I mean, change is inevitable and hopefully things progress in a positive direction. And I think in this story, it was an instance of like progress in the positive direction. And let's just hope that we keep going that way. This one
Yeah.
hits too
Let's hope
close to
that for real
home.
life as well.
Yeah, right. This one hits too close to home with
Way
it
too
being
close.
his father. So
Skip. Swipe, 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 swipe,
we
swipe.
just go right. We go skirt into lesson number 8.
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
we got the word devil in the title. We just need to no,
right.
we just keeping all angel positive. I'm wearing white right now. I'm trying to get my angel vibes in here.
Oh man. Okay. Lesson number 8. Victory can be a thorny crown. No epiphanies joined me at the bar that night, and it would take years for me to understand why I'd been unable to enjoy the spoils of victory. Winning rarely changes how people perceive us and almost never soothes our insecurities. Winning, as most of us conceive it, is external and public. I didn't yet know that the most rewarding activities of my life would be those done in secret.
Mm, I like that.
Yeah. I like that one too. I feel like it resonated in a way that I'm still processing. But
Yeah,
yeah.
what I put down was that that last paragraph was really about quiet success.
Hmm.
Like the best success is kind of when people don't even really
Hmm.
know. that you had anything to do with it. Like, there's no parade for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. I think the when you get admiration for something, it's surface level and
Mm-hmm.
almost synthetic in a way, and it just it's almost like a high. You get that high and it feels good, but then
Mm-hmm.
that the down of that high is like a crash because you can never get back to
Because
that
you're
point again.
relying, yeah, right. Because it's like your sense of worth is reliant on something external when you're focused on like, I don't even want to say like winning, but when you're focused on like that recognition aspect for like winning, but like there are ways to win in your own personal life that, yeah, are like quiet and no one has to know about it. And those hit the most because it's like that's the true validation. Like you're able to celebrate this and enjoy this without anyone else, without anyone else's approval or validation. So, yeah, I don't know. That one is one that I think will like stick with me and like kind of hit in waves and one that'll just like pop up throughout life. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, right. That's a good reminder." So yeah, I really liked that one as
It's
well.
almost like be humble. It's
Mhm.
almost like saying, look, just be humble. You did a good thing.
Yeah.
Clap, clap, clap. Good job, Trey. You did do a good thing. You didn't do it alone, but you did do a good thing.
Right.
And I know it felt good for everybody, for the people who was happy, because obviously there were some people who was not happy
Mhm.
about having to leave their apartment. Like people are gonna have to, some people are gonna have to leave New York because
Mhm.
I don't even, truth be told, if we want to get to an early prediction, it's clear they ain't gonna find a new place as easy as they think. He just out here
Mm.
kicking it and living life, and then he gonna realize like,
Right.
oh snap,
I should have been looking for a
where am
job
I gonna
months
live? I ain't
ago.
got no job.
Yeah. Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah, we will see. Yeah, I agree. It's very much like, you know, yeah, like be grateful for the opportunity to be of service to somebody else rather than like, letting it stroke your ego. But yeah, he's a baby boy. He's
that
he's
is.
learning. I think he's learning. But yeah, so lesson 9, touch at least one dead body.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm cool. Um, so we're talking about Walton at Angie's home hospice. And Trey says, until he was eclipsed by my subsequent cautionary tales, Walton was branded as a spoiled, rich fuck up. He got little sympathy from any quarter of society. The haves resented him, and the haves not mocked him. I consider carrying Walton's dead body to ensure that he got the burial he wanted to be the first worthwhile accomplishment of my life. Did you have
Yeah,
any thoughts on that?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. I mean, what he did was crazy. Let's just be real. Um,
Yeah.
and but also knowing that kid vehemently did not want to be cremated.
Yeah.
That's that's deep. I mean, it's kind of in a weird way symbolic of his brother's dead body that was never found, almost
Mm.
like he's been carrying the weight of the figurative weight of his dead brother or brother who they never found,
Hmm.
and now this carrying of a body of this stranger
It's
is
like a form
like
of redemption.
balancing out
Yeah.
for what he did in
Right.
some weird way. I don't know. I'm just seeing some weird symbolism there,
Like
and
a
it's not.
parallel. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could see how it, yeah, feels like maybe this like almost like form of like a minor form of redemption. Like I think it's probably clear that he still has more that he wants to do to really atone for that. And I don't know if you ever atone for something like that. Like I
yeah,
don't know if you can ever do enough good in the world to like feel okay or at peace about something like that, I think that sounds like the kind of thing that sticks with you.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
but yeah, and I think yeah, for me also just like, giving dignity to someone who really struggled because this man that they're talking about was like the son of a really wealthy, I mean, wealthy, okay? Like I like looked up because he was like I looked up this family
Mm.
and God, who wait, no.
Oh, so the
I'm
family's
tripping.
real. I mean, I
I
know he
think the
uses a
family,
lot of real real
yeah.
people. Oh, that's interesting.
I think the family's real. I got my wires crossed a little bit actually. But I would bet that the family's real. I should look that up. I got my wires crossed. I was thinking about for some reason Paris Hilton's sister's husband, who is also incredibly wealthy. Oh my God. Like he's the son on one side of like the Guinness family who makes like the beer and stuff.
Hmm.
And then on the other side of his family is the son of like the son of this like famous banking, like wealthy banking family said that his net worth was 1.3 billion and his entire family's net worth is in the trillions. My God. I just can't even wrap my mind around that kind of money. But anyways, wrong rich
And I don't
family
think Trey's family is that rich, but it is
or
interesting though.
Walton's family.
No, 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 no. I mean Trey. So I'm
Oh,
saying I don't think Trey's family has quite that much money, but I
yeah.
bet he does feel a little bit of a correlation because
Hmm.
he walked away from his money too.
Yeah.
And maybe he kind of saw himself in the future potentially like this could be me.
Hmm.
Like my family has effectively disowned me. What's going to happen to me if I die, whether it's AIDS related or not?
Right.
So I think that's another reason why he might have
That's
like felt
interesting.
really like connected to this fight and this mission is
Yeah. I
it
mean,
being that kid specifically. Like now granted he doesn't
right.
know all of the details of it. I don't think they
Right.
really gave him the big lowdown, but they did express that his family was not gonna bury him,
Right.
um
Right.
if they found him in that house,
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that is a really interesting point. Okay, I see you with the parallels, with the analysis.
I be reading, I be connecting, you know.
Oh, but yeah, that is really, really interesting. Yeah, I think that there's probably a lot there. I think that you're right. I think that you're absolutely right. Um, okay, lesson number 10, our final lesson for the day.
Cool, cool.
To change the world, have a selfish goal. I considered what Peter said. Did I have an end game as concrete as his? It took me a minute to locate what was driving me. Why did I leave Indianapolis and turn my back on my trust fund? What was I seeking? What was I trying to prove? The answer struck my heart with a piercing pain, and once I identified it, I had to gather my nerve to name it. I'm the reason my younger brother is dead, I said. If I can, I'd like to do enough good in the world to balance the scales somehow. I just want to wake up one morning and feel like a good person.
Mm. I actually love that have a selfish goal
Mm-hmm.
because I'm team 2026 be selfish and do things for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um live I know we say like live every day like it's your last, but like living in this here America, I'm kind of doing that. Like
Yeah,
I
100%.
am moving. Why you think I'm going to California? I'm like, look, it might be a small inconvenience to be on a 6-hour flight twice in a matter of 48 hours.
Yeah,
But,
trying to live your
sometimes you got to
life.
do things to balance things out. Like, it
Yeah.
feels so crappy. And I mean, we already said he feels guilty, and I personally think he should. I'm not at this point now knowing what actually happened. Um, I think what he's trying to do is balance out that crappy feeling that he feels because he knew what he did potentially caused
Mhm.
his brother's death. I mean, we don't know what could have happened had they, like, we really, I mean, we don't know because it's not real, but still, you don't know, if he had. made a different decision. So, sometimes when things are so ugly and you feel so ugly and dark inside, if there's anything that can balance it out with a little bit of lightness, run
Mhm.
towards it.
Yeah, I actually thought about you a lot with this chapter, because I think that, you, we, but especially you, have done, in my opinion, things that have changed the world.
Oh
Like things that
God,
have stopped.
no.
I'm gonna say it.
Not going there.
I mean, and it's like, sure, like, this isn't like a worldwide movement that we've created with Blackout Fest, but it's like we have touched people from across the planet, and those people have gone on to touch other people because of like the impact that Blackout Fest had on them, So like I think my understanding, my perception of how the world gets changed is through like these smaller grassroots acts that like have ripple effects rather than like one person like coming in and changing everything, so in my mind, like, humbly, if I may say so, I do think that we did something small to change the world. And I'm just wondering, like, if you had a selfish goal when you envisioned Blackout Fest, or and yeah, what that was.
Yes, I did.
Mhm.
I wanted to make more friends in the climbing space that were black.
Yeah,
Cause
okay.
I mean, purely, if you know anything about climbing, you know it is very white, cis, male. And when you walk into a climbing gym, you'll see a couple black dudes, which is great. But almost every time I walk into a climbing gym, I was the only black woman.
Mhm.
And I don't even know
And
because
that's in Jersey.
yeah, in New York,
Right.
in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Like, don't talk to me about New York being so diverse. What A is not. It's just hella segregated.
Mm.
It's it's diverse, all right. There's a lot of different people, but they be in they
Pockets.
spots.
Hmm.
And I don't know because as someone who has been in like interracial relationships, I'm very used to being the only one.
Hmm.
But I don't know why. And I think it was because I was so upset that I had learned about climbing so late in life and I
Hmm.
loved it so much. It was like, man, that love at first sight. You see this person and you're like, I love you forever. And so it was such a hard fall. Like I fell so hard, so fast. And I was so upset that I needed and at that point, every black woman to know about this. I was like, where are the black women? Why aren't we all doing this? This is so therapeutic and amazing. And look at my back. Oh my God. You know,
Look at my back.
yo, yo, back in the day, my
Right?
videos,
Flex on them.
yo, when you were climbing 3, 4 days a week, if you start, look, listen here, folks. If you're like not even listening to this podcast because of the climbing, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you want to get your back together, climb 3 days a week for 6 months and holler at me.
Hmm.
That's all I'm gonna
Just
say
muscles that you didn't
here.
even know popping out.
Like, and it's a definition that is so soft and subtle. It's not, because people be getting all weird. Like, I don't want no manly. Shut up. Like, that's not a thing.
Right. It only really
It's
happens when you reach.
Yeah, it's just like you just like decide to, like you say, yeah, grab a can out the I don't even eat canned food, but like grab a can out the pantry and you're
And all of
like,
a sudden it's like, oh,
that lat is like Latin. You're like, oh my God.
right.
That's the one thing I miss. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
truthfully, my reasoning behind not climbing as much is kind of ironic.
Yeah.
Because as you say, we created this community, this space, this thing, and yet I've never felt like I've had less climbing community in my life.
Mm.
Like,
Mhm.
it's so crazy. I
Mm.
feel like such an outcast in the climbing space, which is why I've had this like weird breakup with climbing because I don't have the thing that I have been able to provide for other people.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I am on to new selfish goals.
And you met me Send me
I
out.
am, yeah. And that's the, there's always a caveat to everything
Yeah.
because the relationships that I have found
Mm-hmm.
through this space are like immeasurable,
Mm-hmm.
but it just sucks because it's still not home base. Like,
Right.
and so now it's like a festival when I get to go and travel and see y'all and hang out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a festival, it's my own festival,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just like you have that high for a minute and then it's over. And it's
Yeah.
like, I just want to be high all day. Why can't I just be here? And for the record, folks, don't do drugs. I don't do them unless they're edibles and it's necessary. But yeah, I don't know. It is interesting. And
Yeah. Mm.
yeah, I would challenge everybody out there, right? And I'm probably going to do this a lot throughout the season because I'm really trying to advocate for more written and journaling and, things like that. But I would
Mm-hmm.
challenge you to write down your selfish goal for 2026.
Mm.
And if you want, you can share it with us on our social media
Oh my God,
platforms.
please
We
do.
are Words in the Wild Pod at most platforms. Not sure about Facebook or TikTok at this point. Lord, the
Mm.
TikToks. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would love to know. Like, I think everybody should have a selfish goal. So I really felt that last
Yeah.
lesson, and it was a
Cool.
good way to go out for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Well, cool. Thanks for sharing that. I loved hearing that. And yeah, I agree that like, yeah, being the organizer of the space, it's like, wow, I get to watch all these beautiful connections happen, but I want to be invited
I just want
too.
to go. Like, damn, can I go to Black Office? Like, what?
Right.
Can I get down?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Um, but okay, so words of the week and thoughts. I mean, I think that was
Oh
a really
yeah.
good discussion. I appreciated that. Do you have any? Do you
I
have
I
word?
do have a words of the week.
Okay.
This week it is brought to you by someone named Chris Volsi on TikTok. She might be on other platforms, but
Hmm.
she's actually a lawyer.
Hmm.
Seems to be focused on like civil rights and activism, and I just felt like I needed to hear this, and so I am going to play her words of the week.
It's okay to feel resentful of others when they're just living their lives, when you feel like everything is crumbling. But it's also okay to feel joy and moments of respite. It's okay to want to go to the mall this weekend and buy that lip liner or that workout set or look forward to your workouts next week. You can do all of those things because the world is on fire and like it's really hard to experience this. I guess what I'm trying to say is that you can stay woke, but also remain joyful as a form of resistance. Love ya. Stay woke. Bye.
Yo, I love that.
Hmm.
You can stay woke
Hmm.
and find joy as a form of resistance. Because
Yeah.
sometimes it just feels like you always got to be like mad and I'm fighting.
Right. There's no room for like softness or just like pleasure, even. Like, it feels like you can't, you gotta just be angry or you're like betraying the
And sometimes
movement.
doesn't it feel like that weight is even more so on black women? It's like
Yeah.
we got to fight the good fight. We got to save America.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, dog, I just want to go skate. I
Right.
want to go color.
I would
Can
like to
I do a
smile today.
puzzle?
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of think about kind of like what we were just talking about of like having your selfish goal. And like, I don't know. I think that it can be perceived as being selfish to, carve out moments of joy or peace or rest when there's so much going on. But I do, in fact, think that it's like necessary. It's like it's not selfish. It is like, it is I am doing it for myself, but I also know that like taking care of myself allows me to continue. It allows me to like continue persevering. It allows me to continue fighting. It allows me to like continue,
Yeah.
doing whatever work I can to like for like collective liberation. And so yeah, I don't know. That definitely resonates and it's hard. It is hard. Yeah. But I appreciate just being able to chase whimsy and like,
Mm-hmm.
like find those good moments. So yeah, you go to California and
Oh,
you
I
have
am.
fun.
I'm about to go pack now.
Yes, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, do the
Somehow
things
it's
that make
so hard to
you
pack for a 2-day trip. It's like
and oh,
you
interesting.
literally need like 2 outfits, sis. Why are we overthinking this?
Right,
I'm like, but
right.
what am I gonna wear when I climb? Do I want to wear a hoodie? It's gonna be cold. It's not hot, but
Oh.
it's not New York. Do I need my?
Yeah.
Do I need this? It's a
Right.
lot, but
Yeah.
yeah. So do that thing you've been wanting to do. Like, don't
Mhm.
feel all the feels. Like, don't hold the weight of everything that's going on in the world.
Yeah.
Please, if you do anything between this week and next week when we talk to you again, find some joy. Please.
Yes, find some
And join our
joy.
book club because we're
Yeah,
cool and we
we're
like y'all.
cool. Yeah, and it's a good place to spark joy.
Yes. Vibes on vibes on vibes.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Well, that's a wrap, folks. We will see y'all next week, and
Yeah.
we are gonna be reading what?
We're going to be continuing our read of My Government Means to Kill Me, chapters 11 through 14.
Cool, cool, cool.
So,
All
yeah,
right,
join
yep.
us and have your
So
thoughts. We want to hear them.
yes, yes. So read your chapters, and we'll see y'all here next week.
Bye.
Bye. Words in the Wild, an adventure and wellness podcast produced by First Outdoor Company. Subscribe now and be sure to follow us on social media at Words in the Wild Pod.